Today we're gonna make pig tallow soap. So the first step we need to do is to clean our working area and to disinfect it with alcohol or another cleaning product. This is very important to keep out bacteria and unnecessary dirt from your soap. So the next step is to prepare the soap mold. You can have a silicone mold or a wood mold which can be disassembled. I'm gonna demonstrate you later how to prepare this wood mold as it's the one I have. Meanwhile, with the silicone mold, it's quite simple to prepare it. You just have to clean it and disinfect it and then have it there so later on you can pour the soap into it when it's done. So now let's go how to prepare the wood mold. So first you need to disinfect also the mold and then wrap it up with baking paper and you can stick it with sticky tape as we can see here. These are the following ingredients we're going to need: beeswax, olive oil, pig tallow, and lastly coconut oil. In addition to these ingredients, we need sodium hydroxide and distilled water for the lye solution. And lastly, these are the materials we're going to use. 2 wire whippers for the mixer, measuring spoon, a cooking thermometer, 3 pickers or glass Pyrex cups, another Pyrex for the lye solution, a spatula, a metallic cooking pot or steel pot, a mixer and some spoons and a knife for measuring the ingredients, and lastly alcohol to disinfect things. And we're also going to need kitchen tissue roll to clean things up or to disinfect things. And one more last thing to add to the material list is cleaning vinegar. It's something essential. If one of your other materials gets dirty with the soap, that soap can burn your skin because it's still not 100% saponified. So if you put cleaning vinegar on it, it's gonna cancel this effect and it's not gonna burn you anymore. However, warning, these materials need to be cleaned and disinfected so that the soap doesn't get infected with bacteria or dirt. So now we're gonna begin the soap making. The first thing we need to do is to do the lye solution, which will consist of 247 grams of distilled water and 95 grams of sodium hydroxide, since water plus sodium hydroxide equals lye solution. Since we're doing now the lye solution, we must follow some safety measures. We have to wear safety glasses, a mask, and some latex gloves, preferably that are thick. This is because sodium hydroxide is toxic, and when you mix it with water to create the lye solution, it releases a very toxic gas which can damage your lungs. So when you're doing the lye solution, your working space needs to be ventilated. You can open maybe a window or door, but not too much ventilation that this smoke comes into your face. If you work in the kitchen, you can use the extractor hood, which is optimal for this. And that's everything. So now here we're pouring the water into the sodium hydroxide. As we can see, the temperature will rise up and it will start boiling. So we continue mixing it until it's left crystal clear and there's no more sodium hydroxide to dissolve. Then we're gonna measure its temperature. Its temperature needs to be, the optimal temperature will be of 45 to 55 degrees, and so we will let it cool down to reach this optimal temperature. Meanwhile, we let the lye solution cool down. We're gonna melt now the oils and the fats of the soap. Since now the lye solution is cooling down, we're moving on to measuring the ingredients for the soap. For a total patch weight of 1024.81 grams of soap, we need 390 grams of pig tallow, 156 grams of coconut oil, 98 grams of olive oil, and 6 grams of beeswax. Now we have all the fats and oil measured. We're gonna start melting them. The optimal temperature that they need to have to pour it with the light solution is between 27 and 45 degrees Celsius. And since it's too high, we're gonna let it cool down. While we let it cool down, we're gonna measure the fragrance. We need 32 grams of fragrance. Next, we're gonna measure the amount of colorants we need for the soap. We need activated charcoal and pink clay. We're gonna measure 5 spoons of the measurement of 1/4 for the pink clay and 3 spoons of the measurement of 1/8 for the activated charcoal. So now that we have everything prepared and finished, we're gonna recheck the temperature of the light solution. As we can see, it has about 35 degrees Celsius. It's a bit lower than we wanted, but that's also fine. It's not a big problem. So now we can mix the light solution with the oils. Now you can see I'm pouring the light solution to the oils. Now the saponification process begins. We're gonna start first mixing it with the spatula and then later on with the mixer. Here we can now see that the trace is already done. There's a very light trace forming and saponification is almost done. The next step is we're going to measure the temperature. We can see it's below 40 degrees with Celsius, which is an optimal temperature to put essential oils as it won't evaporate. So now I'm going to pour the fragrance and then start mixing it with the mixer. So now we're gonna divide the soap equally into 3 different containers. So now we're gonna add the colorants. This is the charcoal, the activated charcoal, and we're gonna mix it very well. Next, we add the pink clay and mix it very well. We're gonna leave 1 container without adding any colorants, as it's already quite white, and we're gonna use white as another color. We are mixing now the pink clay with the mixer, as it's not dissolving very well, so it can dissolve better into the soap. So now what we're going to do is pour the soap into the mold. This is a very important step. If you do it wrong, you can ruin the design of the soap. So first we pour the white one, as we seen just now. Then the pink one in a straight line through the middle of the soap. The straightest possible, the better. Try to make the line also of the same thickness. Now we do the same to the black. So what we're opting to do is a spoon swirl design. So we did now repeat this step again. And we're gonna repeat this step like 5 to 6 times till we have the containers almost finished without any soap left in it. what we basically are doing is one line with white, another line with the pink, and lastly one with the black. Here we're scraping now what's left of the white one, since it will be the last time we're gonna use it. Trying to form the best we can do to form the straight line. So now to add the finishing touches, we're gonna pour the last bit of black in a straight line, back and forth. And then from a very high height, we're gonna drop it like this. Also back and forth. So we finished pouring the black one, but don't finish pouring the pink one. Leave a little bit of pink because later on we're gonna use it for decoration. So now we're gonna do the spoon swirl design. So how it goes, you need to put the spoon deep down and then going once through the middle and again once deep down in the middle. And so don't get stuck in one area, always advance when doing it. So once really deep and then in the middle of the soup, we go once again, very deep touching the bottom, then the middle, then once again very deep in the middle, and lastly deep in the middle, and that's it. So now we're gonna pour the last bit of the pink soap we have, as you can see here, to add a decoration here on top of the soap, so it looks nice. So now we're pushing the soap into the middle like this, and we're gonna do the same afterwards in the other side. Push it down there, like that, in the center. To finish off, we're gonna clean here the border of the soap mold to leave it clean and nice. So once finished, we're gonna put the lid. So now we're gonna cover the soap mold with kitchen towels so that the soap mold doesn't lose heat, so the soap can continue to saponify. And we're gonna leave it for 24 hours to then cut it, because it will be already solidified enough to cut it down. After 24 hours, the process is complete and the soap is ready to be dismolded. Once the soap is taken out of the mold, it's gonna look like this. Next, we're going to cut the soap with this cutting tool. We need to push the soap really against the borders and there in the front so we have a very precise cut. This cutting tool was also disinfected. And every time I cut once, you need to wipe clean that metal thread-like knife so that the cuts are very clean and nice. Also, the thickness I'm cutting the soap is of 3 centimeters. So here is the finished product. It's a soap for normal skin. It is very creamy, hard, and long-lasting and conditioning. I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you for watching it. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Bye! See you in the next video.